Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, welcome back. We're doing some content on Sunday. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. That's better. Sorry, you don't need to be seeing it close up on my old palm there. You're not palm readers. Anyways, it's a gloomy, nice day. Let me brighten the contrast up a bit so you can see a little more. There we go. All right, so pardon the two-stroke gasoline motor in the background. Some neighbors are in the rain using a power washer. Not going to ask questions. I'm going to let them do them. You do you. Anyways, let's see. What are we dealing with today? Well, we have this beautiful old number 0 clipper made by CT Ham, circa 1890s, probably early to mid-90s, right around there. Nice D-tube construction. Yeah, this is my fun supporting lamp for the video. Thought I'd burn it. It's been a while since I burned it. And it had fuel in it. So I'm like, well, why not, right? And then we have this guy. This old clunker. This is a 1920s era Hilo, painted black. Now, I recently got this off of Facebook Marketplace. And, you know, Hilo's a great lantern to have around. I have many. Never say no to a good Hilo. Anyways, I got it. It's not in ideal condition. It looked better than it was, and I'll show you. I'll show you all the skeletons in this closet. So the burner is in good shape. However, it is not wanting to come out. So it is frozen in there. Now, can it be removed? Yes, with some effort, it will be removed. You can use if you're in an area where you can acquire Kroil. Kroil is really good. It's made by the Kano Laboratories, and they make a great selection of different products for rust removal and oils and things of that nature for automobiles or whatever, general purpose. The cap is loose. It's brass, and so is the spout. Spout's brass as well, so that's good to know. That's a nice feature. So you're not going to have to try and get the cap off, but the burner is frozen. Now, Ken with Lots of Trains has mentioned in his videos, if you're a subscriber of his, hope that you are, he mentions I believe a 50-50 mix of acetone and transmission fluid. That really does seem to get these out. So if you put it in the fount, tip it upside down, put it in a pan or some kind of bucket or whatever, just so whatever drips out doesn't get onto whatever surface you want to protect. Then that should work in a matter of hours to a day or so. I've used that method and it's worked. It has worked. I have a testimonial of it working. So if you want to give that a shot, awesome. For those who live in California, Kroil you can't get it. You can't get it because of EPA. Now, if you have another way of getting it into the state, by all means, you use your methods. But you can't order it online. They will not deliver it to the state, to California. Anyways. Don't get me started. Okay. Anyway, I mean, you can't even get denatured alcohol here anymore. That's another video. Anyways, I don't get political. Sorry, I don't. I just don't do it. Don't do it. Anyways, this is for sale. It is complete. It has a globe guard, globe plate deal, and it's in good shape. It's very solid. It's been painted. It's got a little bit of rust under there. Nothing crazy. Very cleanable. So your only major problem is getting that burner out, which can be done. I've done it before, but my investment in this is low. So I want to pass this on to somebody else that will be able to resurrect it. So this would be a winter project. So if you don't have a winter project, this would be a good one. This is a good candidate. Structurally, it's sound. It's not rusted out. Here's the other flaw. I had the cap off and I could see there was a wick rolling around in there. Well, I removed the wick. I pulled it out. And it's one of those old felt wicks. See? It's old felt. And it's very, very rusty. So what happened is somebody was using it. And then they ran out of fuel. And they left it there. And so over time, the wick attracted moisture, and then the moisture attracted rust, and it fused itself to the bottom of the fount, which caused more rust and for the fount to rust. So if you look at the bottom of the fount, you'll see some little spots of rust, and those are probably holes. I'm gonna just assume that they're holes, but they're small little holes. Nothing crazy or chronic or cancerous. It's not chronic. So I would say if you put in acetone in the transmission fluid, you can roll it around. Do the Ken with lots of trains trick. Roll it around. Get the fount all cleaned out, okay, and then dip it down upside down. Put it upside down in a bucket and let it work on your burner, and it should be able to be freed and come out without too much crying, gnashing of teeth, wailing, rending of garments. You should be fine. But it's complete. It doesn't come with a globe. It doesn't come with a globe. Now, if you wanted a clear fits all or something like that, that can be arranged. I have spares, or a clear globe in general. I can try and provide a globe, but that will be an extra cost, naturally. So I'll give you the deal, just as is, just this whole thing, globe free, which are not hard to get. Some of you might have a spare fits all or whatever. $15. That's it, 15 bucks. It's a very sturdy high-low. It will clean up well. Now, this black paint was applied a long time ago. I can tell it's very old black paint. It was probably applied in the 30s or 40s, maybe even in the 20s, because this is a 20s example. Now, I can't see the manufacture date. It would have, you know, a letter, an abbreviation for the factory it was made, a dash, a month, and then a dash and a year. So, say, just for conversation's sakes, S-12-40, or we'll leave 20 in this matter. So S-12-20 would be December of 1920, just for an example's sake. So it's under the paint. It's probably there. You probably read it if you took the paint off. But you know, we all know it's a 20s high-low with this Y-style globe guard. It's 20s. I think they finally changed this style by 1933, 32, 33, right around there, and they started using the crossover, what I call the H style. And you'll see an example soon enough in this video. But anyway, $15 plus shipping, okay? Now, if you want to hit me up on Facebook, find me through the Tubular Lantern group. You can hit me up and send me a DM, and we can work out a deal that covers the cost of shipping and the lantern. If you want to talk to me about that, I'm totally open to it. Just hit me up and we'll talk about it. If not, just leave a comment and I will get you my email that's connected to this channel through Google, and you can send me a message that way, or we can converse through email. Anyways, that being said, this is for sale, $15. Not bad. Shipping, of course, will probably be that, if not a little bit more. Everything's gone up. I spent a lot of money to get one lantern here recently from the East Coast, but it's actually cheaper to ship to the East Coast than it is for them to ship to California. Why? I don't know. Anyways, so that is on the bench for sale. So if you want a winter project, it's a low cost. It's not expensive. $15 I think is it's a fair price for something with good structural integrity that just needs minor repair. Okay? All right, cool. Consider it. Now, we are going to get into the main topic, the main event, and that would be SICK glass. Now, this is a city of LA high-low that I love, but it has a globe that has quite a bit of SICK glass going on. So you see that roughness and that flakiness, okay? What causes that? You're asking yourself, why does it do that? What causes colored glass to do that? Why? Wish I had a real answer for you. I don't have a scientific explanation. As you can see, I'm burning this CT ham over here, this 1890s ham with a ruby colored globe with no problems. And I've burned that globe for many times and it's never had any issues. But not all globes are created equal. I'll just say that. Just keep that in mind. Now, in my experience, most of the colored glass that Dietz offered is prone to cancer, or SICK glass as we call it. We also call it cancer. We have slang for this stuff. We call it cancered, or whatever. We've all adopted terms for this situation. Now, Is it only colored glass? Safely to say it is the majority of glass that will this will happen to, that is prone to happening, is colored glass. Either ruby, amber, signal green, turquoise, not turquoise, but teal. Teal and the blue, the royal blue or cobalt blue globes that everyone wants, that pay big money. So if you're paying $400 to $500 on eBay for one fits all that's cobalt blue, you're not going to be burning it. Guarantee. I know that you're not. You're not going to run that risk unless you like cancer and you like the way it looks. And by all means, rock and roll. But anyways, I'm sure it's safe to say that you won't be doing that. But anyways, these globes are not rare. They're not rare. I can get them on eBay for anywhere from $15 to $20. And they're brand new out of a box. You know, there's plenty of these to go around. Not saying that makes it okay just to throw it in a lantern and burn it and watch this happen. I'm not saying that you should do that, because then there will be a diminished supply. But I will say that in a utility lantern, for my personal taste, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I have other utility lanterns that have some glass cancer because that's how I got them. And they were used on roadways, outside. They were in stressful situations, and they had a job to perform. They were being used. So this is not uncommon to find with most utility lanterns. That's why they use the red globe. Now, a lot of red globes from the 1890s, okay, when you find early red globes, a lot of them are flashed, which means that the color was applied to the inside of the glass and it was baked so the color would adhere to the glass. And those globes I burn because traditionally it is a clear globe. It's a clear globe with colored applied. Okay, now these are cast. These are cast globes with color that's in the glass mixture. So the color is impregnated into the glass itself. Now, there were quality globes and there's also cheap globes. A lot of glass companies made replacement globes for these lanterns at the time. Dietz had contracts with I can't remember all the companies that they did. I think Corning and Fenton maybe. I want to say Hazel Atlas maybe. But there was a lot of different glass companies that were making globes for a lot of the tubular lanterns of the era. Okay, now some of them were better made than others, and not all globes came out of the same batch, the same quality. Okay, they were all mostly hand blown, and with the embossed and everything with the lock knobs. Now, well, the earlier ones definitely were hand blown. So there was imperfections and irregular. I can't say that word, so forgive me. They just weren't all the same. Okay, I'm having a Porky Pig moment. Okay, so forgive me. Anyways, so with that being said, most of the collectors don't burn their colored glass. They don't do it. Which is fine. That's great. But me, there's only a few globes I will actually burn that are colored. And yes, I did roll the dice and I luckily won. And I don't burn a lot of my colored globes, but some of them I feel safe in using. But I will say that there's a large percentage, good chance, that if you burn a colored Dietz globe, Dietz marked globe, this is going to happen to it, no matter what color it is. So it's just a chemical reaction that happens when heat is applied to the glass. And so we know that these do create some heat. So when you have heat going on up to the smoke bell or the chimney, depending cold blast, hot blast, whatever, so you're getting a concentration of heat up here. That's why it all starts up here at the top. And then it works its way down to where the heat is. And then it kind of just stops around here because it's the cooler part, because air that comes through the vent holes on the globe plate is keeping this part of the globe cooler than up here. Makes sense. So that's why you get kind of this frosty roughness up here when the glass goes south. So yeah, that's what glass cancer is. Now, is it reversible? Some people have reversed it. Personally, I have taken some fine grit sandpaper and got it all kind of down. You know, definitely wear gloves because that's glass. You don't want it in your skin. So if you want to take sandpaper and you want to try and fix it, you can take a fine grit and start getting it down and smoothing it out, and then finishing with a very high grit, 3,000 wet sandpaper, and then you can polish it that way, and it will smooth it all out, and it will look better. It won't look brand new, but it will look better. Now, some people might have better experience in in sanding glass or smoothing glass or finishing glass. So with that being said, you might have better results than I do. But I've been able to save certain globes that are rarer because they came cancered, and I fixed them, and because of color or uniqueness or whatever. Now, some of the guys have come across colored globes from the 1890s that are marked like SGNL or Bull Tubular, whatever. So if it's a rare globe and it's colored and it's got some cancer, there are services you can send your globe to and have it polished. I believe it's a bottle polishing company that will, take care of the cancer, and they do look good. They do come out nice, and you more or less save the globe from this stuff. But of course, you're going to be spending $80 to $90, maybe $100 for that service. So it depends on how valuable you decide the globe is. A lot of SGNL and other manufacturers offered colored globes in the era, but a lot of them are hard to find now. So, finding a cobalt blue SGNL or a ruby SGNL globe, they're very difficult to find. So if you find one, chances are it's the only one in existence or one of a very few. So you want to, of course, preserve it and not use it, and just use it as a decorational piece in one of your favorite early lanterns. That's all I'm saying about that. But anyhow, with these globes are pretty common. You can find them on eBay, or other collectors will sell them for anywhere from $15 to $30 tops, depending on the strike and how strong it is or whatever. If it's a fit all versus a fits all, then you're going to be paying more. Now, there was an emerald green fit all globe that hit eBay last year that went for, I think, $1,300, or it was a lot. It hit big money for a globe, but it was perfect condition. It was gorgeous. It was a really deep, dark emerald green. So whoever bought it is definitely not going to burn it, because, well, this can happen. It's not guaranteed, but it's definitely a high risk of happening. So with that being said, cancer, I've tried to fix it with, like I said, sandpaper and whatnot. So you decide how you want to preserve your globes, what globes you want to burn. Now, I will say, if you want colored glass, a lot of people do. A lot of people like colored glass. But if you want to burn your lantern with colored glass, definitely invest in some of the Kirkman globes. They're full weight. They're beautiful colors. They have great, they don't really cancer that I've experienced. I've got a few, and they're perfect for burning. And if something happens to you, you can buy a new one. Not a problem, right? Yes, they do say W.T. Kirkman on them. They're not reproductions of Dietz or other globes. They don't make any reproductions of other manufactured globes from the early days, because if they did, then they could be confused as legitimate globes, and then the antique ones would be like, is this old or is this a reproduction? It would be a problem. So get a Kirkman globe, burn it, enjoy the color. But if you want some original globes and you don't care about this, then burn them, especially in high-lows or monarchs or whatever. If it's, like I said, a fits-all, they're pretty common. But if anything else that's earlier and more rare, definitely don't burn it. That's my suggestion. Clear glass is susceptible to this. It's a lot less common. It's not very often that it happens, but it does happen. It will happen. They will also get a little bit of a cloudiness. So, for instance, this nice bell-bottom Ad Lake Railroad Santa Fe lantern, I bought it off eBay, and the globe has this cloudiness to it. Okay? This is what happens with clear glass. It either flakes up like that, or it gets a cloudiness to it, and you can't clean it. So that's one way a clear globe will fail. Okay? And a lot of people don't like that. It looks ugly to them. It looks dirty. It looks homely, whatever. But, I mean, that came like that, and I got that for a good price, probably because of the globe. But if I wanted a perfectly clear globe, I could invest in one with the Herald on it. But, of course, I'm spending as much as I paid for the lantern for just one globe. So, yeah, if I find one in the wild, awesome. Yeah. But anyways, that being said, we're coming to the end of our time together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. We're now at, I think, 627 subscribers, and I just made one for 600 not too long ago. So we're definitely gaining more subscribers, and that's exciting. So wonderful. happy to be here and sharing the good news of old tubular lanterns and their care, maintenance, and all things related to it. As much as I know, I will share with you guys. So thanks again. Have a great week, and we will see you again on Wednesday. All right. Bye-bye.